Hi everybody, welcome to Game Gorgon. My name is Krug.
I'm Indigo.
And today we're here to talk to you about the new Hearthstone season, the Year of the Raven.
Hey, you got it right!
No, I didn't say crow!
Ah! The first thing that we need to talk about is what sets need to move from our standard play off into the land of the wild. And that is Whispers of the Old Gods,
One Night in Karazhan,
Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. Not only will they be going into the wild set, but we're also going to be seeing the new set of rules that we talked about. We're going to put a link to the description to see all of the new rule changes that they'll be doing with their starring system and ratings. With that, you're also going to be able to have the ability to get the new druid hero, Lunara.
We're going to put some video from Heroes of the Storm where you can see how incredibly OP she is in Heroes of the Storm.
Lunara will be the new hero that you can get by just winning 10 games. That's all you have to do.
10 standard games.
Yeah, 10 standard games at any rank, it doesn't matter, and you'll be able to get her. And she's pretty cool looking. I mean, I like the idea of having new heroes, like, pop in.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
just
also
like a
the
new
fact
aesthetic.
that it's not only behind a paywall, because for the longest time, all the new heroes were just, give us some money and we'll give you this cosmetic thing. And it was an obscenely large sum of money and it just didn't really feel right.
And I get why it would cost money, because like you're having your new art assets and new voice, because everything has to be revoiced and new.
It makes sense. It's just nice to have the option, right?
Agreed.
It's not just those 3 sets moving into Wild. We also have some new Hall of Fame cards. For those of you that aren't familiar, Hall of Fame cards are in the standard set, but are being moved into Wild exclusively to keep balance in check moving forward. The first one is Ice Block. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben Brode.
Ice Block has been a bane in my side.
It is.
Whenever I play a mage, against a mage, I'm just like, well, I gotta find 2 ways to kill this person at least.
Yeah,
because,
especially with the chaos stuff that's been coming out recently where mages can discover Infinity Ice Block. It feels like, in my games at least, it's been a huge deterrent to play against mages.
And that's going to be affecting a lot of the mage decks. It's going to be affecting freeze, control, combo, and burn mage.
Yep.
So we're going to be seeing a lot of meta changes.
Are there decks it's not in? That would have been more interesting to research whether or not there are decks that this card is not in.
I'm sure that there are some players that don't have it in there. Mind you, Mage isn't...
Are they good at the game?
Well, that's the thing is, Mage isn't dominating
That's
the
true.
leaderboards.
Yeah.
It's just that
It's been
this is a
Warlock a lot,
big,
I think.
a big hit to mages. The next one is Cold Light Oracle, which I always thought was a really good card because it was just like, I draw 2 and you draw 2. Like,
It's fair.
Yeah,
it's the only fair card in Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's like we'll both do it. I really liked it using as a rogue because mostly only rogues use it because it allows them to dig.
That used to be true. I think it's been kind of creeping into other decks recently. I think there's a Mill Warrior that uses it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some decks that use it. I just know that a lot of rogue decks.
Once Dead Man's Hand became a thing, and warriors could build up to like 100 armor again, warriors started to do mill with Cold Light.
Dead Man's Hand and Jade basically.
Yeah, Jade Druid also used it a bunch. For what it's worth, Blizzard mentioned that this card was moving into Wild specifically because it limited what they could do with Battlecry. So I think we're expecting some new interesting takes on abilities that affect the way Battlecry works in the new sets coming up.
Because right now we have like Battlecry
Battlecry's trigger twice. Yeah.
So
maybe they'll say Battlecry's trigger 3 times.
Or infinite.
That would just end the game immediately, because then everybody would draw their whole deck.
That's why they got rid of it.
Yep. No. Molten Giant is also being removed from standard play. I'm pretty sure this is because of Priest, and it's OTK using Molten Giant. It's being moved into Wild. It's also reverting back to its old mana cost of 20 mana. Other than that, staying the same. So that's cool.
Now, what's really cool about this is that all 3 of these cards are going to be going to the Hall of Fame, but don't worry, you don't need to get rid of them because you're going to get the dust for free on Blizzard. Now, you can still
disenchant and get double dust, but if you want to keep them in your deck, they're trying to be fair and giving you the dust. This is kind of standard practice for when cards go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Enjoy the dust.
Now, before we get to the really exciting news about expansions, what else do they have?
There are some really interesting esports updates coming with Year of the Raven, specifically the ability to create tournaments from within the game, which makes it really easy to do that kind of thing. You create the tournament, you accept the participants, and then Blizzard handles things like deck validation and the brackets and stuff like that for you, which is the hard part, right? The deck validation thing, having to manually scrub through each player's deck and making sure that they're not switching things in the middle and stuff like that is a pain. the fact that they're allowing their system to do that on your behalf removes a whole bunch of the pain out of creating tournaments. I think it's gonna increase the quality of the play substantially. I think it's gonna put a lot more trust in like the tournament scene. Hashtag Amaz, hashtag Skamaz.
I think it's also going to help out a lot with the fireside events.
Yeah, a whole lot with the fireside events, because that's just random, public putting on the tournament. Not even like, people that do it for a living or do it as a hobby. It's just, oh, I can go do a fireside event. It's going to increase the quality of those events substantially if they're doing a tournament bracket style thing.
And now for the most exciting part, the expansions for Year of the Raven. So we got 3 photos. Well, we got 1 photo with a hint at the next 3 expansions.
Yep.
The Year of the Raven is all about these 3 expansions. They do them every year, or from now on. That's the plan, at least. So we know that the first expansion is probably going to come up really soon. This is the really cool photo that they decided to show us.
Yeah, this is basically all we know. Like color schemes and kind of like the atmosphere of each update is really all we can get from this. There are some people that have done some research and some guesswork into trying to figure out what the expansions are going to be about. And they're using cues from World of Warcraft and like the environments in World of Warcraft to figure out, oh, well, this, for example, raid looks like this part of the image, so this update must be related to this raid in some way, and then trying to figure out what makes sense from there. I think they did a lot of really good work.
Yeah. So the first one, the big suspicion, and a Redditor online even said that if it wasn't Emerald Dreams, that they would eat their shoe and record it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hobo P delivers.
So I gotta say, it does look very much.
It does, yeah. I'd agree with Emerald Dreams. You can see in this screenshot, it's basically the picture they posted.
The portal.
It's the portal. It's the same thing. If they make it not Emerald Dreams, they're trolling on purpose.
Oh,
Ben Brode's trolling on purpose.
They do. Now, expansion 2, a little bit more theory to it. It could be a couple of things. It could be all of them. Some people are saying the Outlands. Which, the sky, I guess.
I'm not into the Outlands one.
No, and then the last one is the Tempest Keep, which is where I'm at. I think this is probably going to be very...
I'm leaning towards Tempest Keep, but I want it to be something Kael'thas related. Like, I love that character. Mostly because in Heroes of the Storm, I love playing Kael'thas. So I kind of want to just get his flavor into Hearthstone a little more.
Sure.
But you can't argue with the Tempest Keep, right? It's basically like...
I can super see the Tempest Keep. Now, the third expansion, now, this is the one that's kind of, like, up in the air. Now, we know for a fact that Hearthstone works in 2 expansions forward. So we know that they're working on the third expansion, since we have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to be seeing
the first one soon.
Very, very soon. So this one has gotten the least amount of work done to it. So I think it's a little bit more vague. But a lot of people are thinking kind of trolls, Zuluman maybe. But then there are some people that are like, oh, this is like the orb itself inside of it is clearly Uldra or Uldren? Ulduar.
Nope. Ulduar.
Which I can see the kind of the color scheme a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot here. I don't think that it's really good to guess on this one just yet.
Yeah, because
it doesn't feel...
If you go back to the Kobolds and Catacombs, like the artwork for it last
2 expansions before it was nothing.
Yeah,
right?
you were like, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I want to say that this is a lot more like WoW in depth. Like Kobolds and Catacombs kind of like took the idea and said, yes, this is World of Warcraft in its World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it was more like this is a race in World of Warcraft, but now we're getting into like the lore of World of Warcraft, right? So I think that's great. I think that's going to open up a lot more like specific abilities as opposed to like charge. Like that's not.
And I not just that, but I
interesting.
think it's also going to catch the attention of more people.
More people from WoW. Mm-hmm. Probably.
Just a suspicion.
We'll see what happens. What do you guys think the next 3 expansions are? Let us know in the comments down below. While you're down there, hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the dislike button if you dislike the video, even though I'll cry a little bit. And then you can tell us why you hit the dislike button so that we can read it and figure out if you're making good suggestions or being a stupid troll and I hate you. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button if you want to help us grow as a YouTube channel. Hit the little bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we post a new video. I'm Krug. You can get me at KrugQT on Twitter.
I'm Indigo, and you can get me on Twitter at IndigoQT.
Wow.
You can get both of us @_Q Times.
Wow.
And message us and let us know what you guys think of the show, what you guys want to see going on in the future. And also, we have a Facebook. You should go to that. That's Q Times Gaming. What else? Because people are bitching that we
We have a website. It's
Yeah.
qtimes.com.
You should go to qtimes.com and get the show notes for all the stuff we talk about.
We have a Google Plus
We do?
because we have to.
Oh,
yeah.
because, I guess. We have a Snapchat.
We do have do we?
No.
Okay.
We have an Instagram.
We do have an Instagram.
And that's just Q Times. So that being said, I think that should be the end of it. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we've been Game Growing. We'll see you guys later.